Rob Brown has said, if you can speak, you can influence. If you can influence, you can change lives. With the intention to create influencers, Literary Department of St. Paul's Senior Secondary School, Katni is conducting online declamation competition under the guidance of Manager Father G. Alexander, Principal Ma'am Jane Sylvester, and Head of the English Department Ma'am Nisha Claiborne. Declamation is an oratory skill, redelivery of an already popular speech or a speech on an important topic is known as declamation. It is an art of declaiming, means to express something with strong feelings and expression, especially in a loud voice or with forceful language. Today, our Polians are all set to showcase their oratory skills. Candidates will be judged on the basis of the following criteria: presentation style 5 points, vocal delivery 5 points, physical delivery 5 points.
Who are you going to be? And if you'll notice, I'm not asking you what you're going to do, but who are you going to be? I'm asking you about how you plan to live your life every day. How will you respond when you don't get the job you had your heart set on? For all those who are going to be teachers, how will you react when the students in your class next year don't respond to your lessons? For all those going into business, what if your boss gives you a goal that feels way too high? So these are the moments that define us. Not the day you'll get the promotion, not the day we get the teacher of the year, but these times that force you to crawl, scratch and fight just to get through the day. The moments when you get knocked down and you're wondering whether is it even worth it to get back up. So these are the times when you got to ask yourself, who am I gonna be? And let me make it clear to you, this isn't just some vague platitude about building character. In recent years, we've been seeing a growing body of research on that skills like resilience and conscience are as important to your success just as your class grade or your school rank or your test score. For instance, the West Point cadets who have been scoring high on things like grit and determination were more likely to complete a task or achieve a simple goal or a basic training than the ones who've been scoring high on test scores and SAT scores and physical fitness. So what we're seeing here is, if you're willing to dig deep, if you're willing to work and work hard until your weaknesses become your strength, if you're willing to pick yourself up when you fall down, you develop a set of skills that you can mold and apply to whatever situations you may encounter, to whatever crisis you may confront, But you got to make that choice. And let me share you a little secret before I end. I've never once in my life asked someone I was interviewing, asked them to explain their test score or class rank.
Gentlemen cried, "Peace, peace," but there is no peace. The war is actually begun. The next gale that sweeps from the north will bring to our ears the clash of resounding arms. Our brethren are already in the field. Why stand we here idle? What is it the gentlemen wish?
The reality of the life is that we hear more no's than we hear yeses. In the summer 2009, I was working at a summer target position and in a clouding department, and there I noticed a lady staring at me. Very intense stars. And I attempted to ignore her, but she eventually came to me and said, "Hello," and I was, "Hi, may I help you to find something?" And then she says, "Were you born in this country?" And I was immediately offended and said, "Yeah, I was born in this country." Then she says to me, "You are the most beautiful girl I've ever met." And I was
I am really happy and honored to be here today. The reason with which I am here is going to be hard. That is education. The word might seem a bit complex, but it simply means the right to learn. Whenever I go to stages like these to speak, I simply ask that the right to learn should be given to each and every child. I ask for nothing else. But unfortunately, there are
So thank you for the Oscars. So first of all, I like to thank to my hero. To my hero, that's who I chase. So when I was 15 years old, I had a very important person in my life come to me and ask, "Who's your hero?" I said, "I don't know. I don't know. Give me a couple of weeks." So I went 2 weeks later. That same person comes back.
Where does this love begin? In our own family, in our own home. How does it begin? By praying together. Family that pray together stays together. And if you stay together, you will love one another as God loves each one of you. Today, in the world, there's so much suffering because of the want of prayer, of unity in the family. So today, when we are together, let us make one resolution that we will bring prayer in our family, that we will teach our children to pray, and praying will then you will see the joy and the love and the peace that will come into your heart. Because the fruit of the prayer is the deepening of faith.
Good evening, respected judges, principal and teachers. Today I want to give a tribute and respect to all the COVID warriors who are doctors, cleaners, policemen, vendors and each and every person who helped us and gave their support in the most difficult times during pandemic. I want to share the views of and experience of each and every doctor. It was a very difficult time for all of us as its effect we can see on the lives of people. People lost their family members, friends, colleagues and so many relations in this era. It affected on the health of people who were suffering from illness, disease before and got ill after. I am an example of it who suffered both from physical and mental illness during this period. If we see the COVID graph, most people suffered through mental trauma and psychological problems. Out of 10 patients, 4 people were suffering from psychological problems such as depression, anxiety.
Now I am going to deliver the speech of I Have a Dream, which is first delivered by Martin Luther King on 28 August 1963 to get rid of racism from America. So here are few lines from his speech. So, even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of Myra Mehta from class 10C is going to declaim the speech of Mr. Sundar Pichai. The long arc of history tells us every reason to be hopeful. So, be hopeful. There is an interesting trend I have noticed. It's very conventional for every generation to underestimate the potential of the following one. It's because they don't realize that the progress of one generation becomes the foundational premise for the next. And it takes a new set of people to come along and realize all the possibilities.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sushmita Sen. I believe in serendipity, ladies and gentlemen. I believe कि दुनिया में जो भी होता है किसी वजह से होता है. It's not an accident. Every single human being in this room tonight is here for a reason. And that reason is that the age of the Aquarius is on its way by December 2000. Have you heard of it? Oh no, you haven't. Age of the Aquarius is when women will rise. It is a time when we will come to the awareness of the female strength. It's not a coincidence then that tonight we have this wonderful platform. I have been blessed to be born in a family, to a mom and a dad who raised me just as a human.
Honorable Principal Ma'am, teachers and all my dear friends, a very good morning to all of you. I am Shivani Bachani of class 9C. Today I got this golden opportunity to give a declamation speech on Neeraj Chopra. So here I go. I have kept this gold medal from the day I won it. I knew I am going to make a mark, but my body almost gave up. But it was all worth it. This gold medal is not only mine, but belongs to India. After qualification, I realized this is the best opportunity of my life and I will not lose it.